welcome. We're so excited here. We are with the wonderful He Huang. Say hey.
Hello, everyone. My
Um,
agency.
Make sure you like and subscribe, right, He?
Yes, please like her and subscribe to her channel.
There we go. That's He squared. Okay. We are delighted to have her today. She is made in China, educated in the US, began comedy in the US, and now lives in, logically, Melbourne, Australia.
Very
Is
logical.
this because you really needed to prove you were different?
No, I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. I just like to traveling around, experience different culture, and somehow I just got it wrong. So.
Wow, we've
Oh,
started off on that note. So let's get cracking. How would
Mhm.
you describe the taste of a banana to someone who's never eaten one?
Oh my God, that's such a difficult question. I don't like banana. So
Oh, okay. Why?
I don't know. I feel like it's so smooshy. What's the point? What's the point of a banana other than help with the constipation? I think that's the only point. Even
That's the opposite, though. Does it not clog you up?
no, a banana helps with constipation. That's the only thing I know about banana. Oh, and help you to boost your mood. Happy.
Potassium.
Yes. And monkeys love bananas. So that's the only thing. I would just describe to people, banana is like vomit.
Okay, next question. When did you have your first existential life crisis as a child?
I think it's a teenager. When I thought about death and the universe. I don't know how your teenager life was. I thought a lot about life and death and the universe, how the whole universe will still evolves around, even though I passed away. So that's when I have my existential crisis.
You died?
Yeah, I thought about it all the time. Like, what if I died, and why the universe still, exists, stuff like that.
Was there an event that had you beginning to think like this?
Not really. I forgot what kind of event, but I was very into ghost story when I was like in high school. Ghost stories, and then I think somehow it just triggers me. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What
Yeah.
kind of ghost stories?
And when I was in like a middle school and high school, in the whole, because I was at the boarding school, so the host, our dorms are very into ghost stories. So we'll have all those like little story magazine we'll buy every week or every month, and they have like all those very cheesy and really funny. And now I think about it's so funny, just stories about how this girl was killed in the medical school and then later on revived or go to like the morgue, stuff like that. And we were tuned into the radio station at night to hear there was a very famous radio host who was very good at making the ghost story sound so scary and live. So the whole dormitory would just tune in, listen to his story. And I always scared the shit out of me, but I still love to do that. And so that's basically how we spend the leisure time at boarding school. And then it got me think about, oh my God, ghosts and death and stuff like that. And give
And
me like
where was the boarding school?
it was back in China. So back in China, I was very lucky in my small town. Um, my school started to do experiments. They have a smaller class for my year. They started to do small class for people who have better English skills. So they will recruit students from local primary school and do the entrance exam and proficiency exams, and then they will recruit you to the middle school and then start to have a small class education. Because like in China, because of the population, all the public school classes are big. We have 70 students, one class. 80 students is norm. So for us, 58 students was like very small, already small.
5'8".
Yeah, 5'8" students. And then for English class, we divide it into two class. So it's like 20 something each for each English teacher. That's we call small class. Yeah. For my year. Yeah. I think they canceled after 2 years of experiments. Maybe it's too expensive. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Did you ever have an experience where you met a teacher outside of school and they were completely different than how they behaved during school?
Not really. No, I didn't get chance to meet any teacher other than the teacher taught me after I graduated. So he later on works for the like education bureau. So I had chance to have dinner with him. So when I was when I become adult and then you talk with teacher, it's totally different when you were a kid, right? Because in Chinese education, you have to respect the authority. So for me, I never questioned anything teacher said. I think their authority. And then when I was a kid, all the way throughout high school, I'm always teacher's pet. That's what people call it. Teacher's pet. I was like, I boss people around. I was like, you do this, you do that because teacher said so. Okay. Now I think about, oh my God, so silly, so stupid. But yeah, teacher always loved me. So nothing to complain.
When did you rebel against that whole authority model?
Ever since I went to States, okay? My mom
So
said,
it's America.
yes, Americans just like, after I went to the States, a year I went back for Chinese New Year, my mom said, oh my God, Ho, why you become so selfish? It's all about you and you and you. I was like, it is all about me, Mom.
Do you find that the same in Australia?
No, at least not in Victoria, because at least that's how I feel so far, because we went through lockdown. I think you have to be not selfish to do the whole lockdown, and people complying to it. Even you have protest march, but people are containing themselves to a civil kind of status. They do march, a peaceful march, or even though they have like little conflicts with the police. But in my standards, I think that's already very peaceful. So they are pretty much, yeah, it's like a very interesting place between rebellious and not rebellious here in Melbourne. And yeah, so I think it's good. It's very nice. You have a lot of Asians as well. So Asians, I think they strike the balance between with the white people and they teach them about Asian philosophies. It is so interesting. In Melbourne, so many Asians. You have Asian politicians. It's a norm. People don't think it's, oh my God, you have an Asian politician. Even the city of Melbourne is an Asian lady as a mayor. So people don't think that's like something novel. So I think that it's already in Victoria that you have this like different mixture of values and people respect each other. And if you think that's not safe, and then people at least will respect your boundary, right? I think that's what I feel so far. Yeah. But ever since I started went to the US, my mom starts telling me all about how selfish I am. Yeah, I didn't realize that until quite recently.
And so when you studied at Georgetown, did you notice a difference when you moved to Australia, that you sort of went back to being less selfish?
No.
You're still selfish.
I'm still selfish, but I'm conscious. Like I'm the one who I know, I think because my family education, Even though they're very Chinese, super Chinese, but my mom and my dad, they're both kind person. So I think even I'm selfish, but not like in a way very, like selfish. So I'm okay with how selfish I am. And but the things is like I live in the States for 6 years. That's a long time, especially if you're at early 20s. So it helps me, it shapes me part of my values. Even now, I think I still have like so many things that align, even the way I talk with the Americans. And then I feel some cultural shocks when I'm here. It is so surreal. And it is so interesting to observe myself to be shocked by things you all speak English do. But it's like, oh, Americans do this way, you guys do this way. And then people here, especially in Melbourne, I'm not talking about politics or government. People here in Melbourne, they don't really like Americans. It's so funny. They're very hipsters. They're like West Coast of American. They're very hipsters, they're very alternative. The comedy thing is very alternative. And then they don't like Americans like how, selfish they are, how like they call themselves the biggest, the best. They're always very loud everywhere they go. And then people complain to me all the time. Like I was like, okay, wow, that's so interesting. Because for Chinese, my parents, they always think Americans, Australians love each other. It's like they're the best buddies. But I was like, no, it's more than that. But it's very interesting for me as an outsider to observe everything like this. Yeah, but I think I'm definitely shaped by Americans a lot.
So your perception has changed as a result of observing how you are perceived, whether you're in China or the US or in Australia. What do you do? So, for example, when I'm on a plane back to England, or if I'm on the phone or on a Zoom with someone from England, my accent changes, my rhythm gets faster, my language will change in order to get back into this mindset. When I come back to America, I have to shift that again. Do you find you do that? And do you find that it improved your world view of people, or actually it made you a bit more cynical?
Oh, that's a very philosophical question. Yeah, but I guess I'm like the reason I move around, it's like I think I'm very stubborn. Like I'm like my dad. I don't really like the core part of me doesn't change. So I wanted to pursue what I think is the lifestyle I wanted. So I don't really change a lot while talking to different person, but I do change accent. Of course, if I talk to my mom, I don't talk English at all. No, I don't like. And even talking to my mom, my hometown people, they don't talk Mandarin, so I speak local dialect with them. I don't try to influence them with Mandarin because I noticed like a lot of people who been out for a while, they just lost the dialect. Like, how can you lose it? You're born and raised in that environment. Of course, it's natural to pick up. And then if I talk to my friends who are outside my hometown, I would talk to them in Mandarin, even though my Mandarin sucks. So, but but I still talk to them in the way I think is good. And I talk to Australian people, Americans. I just talk the English I think I am speaking. I don't know how it sounds like, but I think they can understand. That's fine. But I don't really change that much while talking to people who I am as a person. But but I think I will cater to their needs. If they don't understand, I will switch the words. Yeah, I don't want to trouble people. That's the thing. Like I don't want to, make them have too much weight to carry on this conversation. I just want to get the message across. Whatever. I don't really care you care or not. Like as long as I get the message down. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. At this point, I really don't care. As long as you're happy with yourself, that's fine.
Now, you said that you noticed a difference from when you were in early 20s to where you are now. What philosophical changes have you made as a result of age?
I think it's like I was very because I grew up in a very conservative family, and then very devoted, government workers. So my belief was constructed on that, and on the based on public education as well. So when after I went to the U.S. and the American, it changed a lot. Basically, it's because whatever I believed was destroyed. So I need to. It took me, even though I stayed in the States for 6 years. I think five of them was reconstructing what I believe, who I am, what should I believe, and what do I want from my life. And I think being in a country who has a lot of information, it can be confusing. But at the same time, if you don't give up on yourself and just go back to your comfort zone and just keep pushing it, and I think you will be better. Like you will happier once you figure out. And I'm really happy and satisfied with who I am right now. I don't care if you don't like me or not. I used to worry about a lot, but now I don't give a f to whoever want to judge me. I was like, that's who I am right now. That's what I believe. Whatever you believe, I respect, but I don't really need your opinions on this. So yeah, because I've seen enough, I talk enough, I do a lot of research while I'm reconstructing my values, and then I'm pretty happy and satisfied with who I am right now. That's the things I think is really different compared to who I was early 20s to mid 20s. Yeah.
Did you have any events that caused you to reevaluate your values?
Yeah, but yeah, of course, it's a lot because like even though my family they are very conservative and very devoted, but they are very open-minded, especially my mom. My dad was very he loves reading books and just very intelligent, knowledgeable. And my she's very adventurous. She likes to talk to people and very open-minded. And even though when I first went to the States, I was like very but very Chinese. But I was very happy to talk to people. So I always talk to people, and I study politics, policy, and the society and laws. And I talk to people and talk to professors, and there's so many things just that didn't align with what I learned at school. So it's like, I think I'm right. I was right about it, and then I started to argue with people, and it's a lot of arguments. It's very, very argumentation. Uh, just constructing that life, and then I start to argue people, and it's like, oh, maybe I was not right. So I was like, start to do research on my own. Like I go to library, read books. I went to YouTube. Beautiful YouTube. Okay, so many information.
Which, by the way, if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe or write comments or questions we want for her, because we will pass them on if we have her back. Let me ask you, did you feel lonely when you moved to the States?
No, I just feel fun because I went there as a student, so everything for me is fresh, is new, it's interesting, and I was in 20s, like I was at the age of everything I want to know about the world. So I don't have time for being lonely. I just want to know more because I was like there for study. I have my family back me up. They are very supportive. Because I was still having the idea of them going back to China for whatever I wanted to do. So for me, I was just like taking advantage of the time I spent in the States. I try to learn, I try to make friends, I try to expand my knowledge about whatever I'm doing. So for me, it was very busy, very hectic. But I was like, it was very fun time because I made a lot of friends, and I learned a lot. To be honest, I really learned. I benefit a lot from all the years I stay in the States, and there's so many good people. Like no matter how like China, US, on the politics side, international relations side, and down to earth like Americans, and they are very friendly people. Like they are happy to welcome you. There's along the way wherever I travel, even do comedy, people are very welcoming to me. Like they were like, oh, join us, come to party. I was like, yay, so happy. So yeah, people are very nice. I don't know, like I had a really good time. I don't know how other international students feel, but I did have really good time. People helped me, professors, schools, co-workers, friends, whatever. Yeah. Very nice time.
So you came to a grounding, a centering that not everyone does. What do you do on a daily basis to keep your head on straight? Obviously, in entertainment, people can be kind of vicious or writing comments about you or you're not funny. Like, how do you allow yourself to stay grounded?
Oh yes, I think that's I was like telling people because my mom said, "Wow, like you're 30 something. Started now?" No. But I think she's right. But the opposite side, you have to say that because we have been working as a like as a professional worker for a while, so we understand like different profession has its own like difficulties. So when you have a years of working experience and then you decide to switch, you
Mhm.
definitely I have done enough research to do to how to best myself in faster, right? So I do a lot of research. I listen to a lot of people talking about comedians podcasts. I read a lot of books written by comics, writing whatever their autobiography, and now I watch a lot of YouTube. YouTube is the best place. Subscribe,
Right
and
now.
then yeah, yes, and then I listen to people's interview like this, and I I just real I have like and I went to like comedy gigs all the times, and I watch a lot of good comedy, like A rated, B rated, C rated, and open mics, and I just been through a lot, and then there's like I don't really care about comedians comments, because like at the end of the day it's audience who says if you're good or not. If I can kill a room, I don't care if certain comics or certain people don't laugh at my jokes, because I cannot win over everybody. Even I observe all the good comedians, people to go to their show just randomly. They don't even know the comedians. So it's like, oh, there's a show tonight. Let's go. It is what it is, like the comics who have done this for a long time. I talked to them. They were like, this is what it is, like comedians. This is your life norm. I was like, oh, wow. Even like comedians, like their status are dealing with this kind of, people who don't like them, heckle them. Who am I to like not allow people to heckle me? You're afraid to heckle me. I am happy with whoever. And I know like
You need the
whatever.
attention. Why else do you think I'm a comedian? Please. You heckle
Yeah,
me. It shows you actually care enough about me.
yeah. Like if you laugh, you laugh. If you don't laugh, I mean, I can just only make the jokes better. If it's totally unrelatable, like for example, a totally conservative white people, how can I make them laugh? Like there's no way. That word bloke, like what they call like very blokey materials. I don't have any blokey materials to be called a king of the comedy. No, I can't. I'm the diva of the comedy. I don't care. Like I can only do is to improve my jokes. I cannot just fabricate anything that I cannot, make you relate. So I'm okay with people who heckle me, who don't like me, who think I'm not funny, as long as I have a group of people think I'm funny. So that's fine with me. Yeah.
Do you do anything to keep yourself centered every day?
Oh, you mean concentrate on comedy?
No, just be centered and grounded in who you are.
Yeah, that is interesting because I went to this like Australian comedy competition, and I went through for the national final, and now I get people always talk to me, wow, you're a national finalist. It's nothing. The comedy competition is nothing compared to the long hours of bombing and open mics. But I sometimes it give you like a level of, oh, oh, I'm somebody, yeah. But no, you're nobody. So sometimes it's like you're back and forth in between. But I think you just go to Gohan Max, bomb a few nights, and you'll come back to the ground feel like, oh
How
my
do
gosh.
you get centered every day within yourself? Let's say you have a bomb, right? You bomb. And let's say you bomb at an open mic, even worse, with your friends. You were like, what? That was genius. How do you get yourself without that emotional hangover the next day?
Just just detachment. Like, yeah, motivation for next show. Like, if you have deadline, you definitely will be grounded. You have to just analyze what works, what not working, and then if the bomb. I heard from a great comedian say that the way to professional comedian is the moment you start to detach yourself from the bombing and then killing, because you're only as good as next gig. So it doesn't say anything, and rooms are different. So that's how I keep myself grounded. Like, I kill this one or a bomb at this one. Will I do that the same for next gig? Because audience gonna be different. That's what I keep telling myself. Because like I'm early, I'm like new coming, like baby steps. So it's nothing compared to like 10 years or 20 years. So still early. Yeah.
Well, with that, we are going to see what happens with her. And make sure you like and subscribe. That's how she stays sane, is she always has another date, another thing coming up. So your answer is stay in motion.
Yeah.
Stay in motion. You won't get stuck in the emotion. Right?
That's a good words. Play on words. Subscribe.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe and wait for the funny extra bit.